5 best breathing techniques to calm speaking jitters. Breathing is a critical function in life, but it's not something that we really invest a whole lot of thought to it. When you breathe in, your blood cells receive oxygen and release carbon dioxide. Then, the carbon dioxide is carried through the body and exhaled. Unfortunately, when we feel nervous, as many people do when they're asked to speak in public, it can result in improper breathing. This can cause upset in the oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange, which can cause additional anxiety, panic attacks, and so much more. In this tutorial, I'll explain the 5 best breathing techniques to help you calm speaking jitters next time they come around. Alternate nostril breathing. This breathing technique involves alternately blocking off one nostril and breathing through the other. In order to maintain your posture, it's best to practice this technique while sitting. Start by taking your right hand and bending your pointer and middle fingers into your palm, and keeping your thumb, ring, and pinky fingers straight. Close your eyes. Inhale and then slowly exhale to start. Using your thumb, close off your right nostril and take a breath in. Using your ring finger, close off your left nostril and take a breath in. Take turns closing off one nostril and then the other. Try to do 10 rounds of this, and if you start to feel faint, take a break. Belly breathing. According to the experts, practicing 20 to 30 minutes of belly breathing every day will help you to decrease your anxiety and stress. Simply find a place that is comfortable and quiet, such as sitting cross-legged, sitting in a chair, or lying on your back on the floor with a pillow under your head and knees. Place a hand on your chest and the other one on your belly under your rib cage. Without clenching or squeezing your muscles, allow your belly to relax. Take a slow breath in through your nose. The air should move into your nose and down into your belly. Through pursed lips, let the breath out slowly. Pay attention to the hand on your chest. It should be pretty still. Though your health will determine the sequence frequency, most people can do this exercise at least 3 times and then work up to 5 to 10 minutes, up to 4 times a day. Box breathing. This breathing technique is also known as 4-square breathing and is easy to learn and practice. If you have ever found yourself inhaling and exhaling to the beat of a song, then you've already familiarized yourself with this. Count to 4 as you breathe in. Count to 4 as you hold your breath. Count to 4 as you exhale. Count to 4 as you hold your lungs empty. 4-7-8 breathing. This breathing technique is known as the relaxing breath and acts as a natural tranquilizer on your nervous system. While you learn the technique, it's best to sit up with your back straight. Once you have become more familiar with it, you can lie down in bed and do it. Place the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth, just behind your upper front teeth. This is where it should remain for the duration of the exercise. Exhale through your mouth. Close your mouth and exhale through your nose to the count of 4. Hold the breath as you count to 7. Exhale through your mouth as you count to 8. Mindful breathing. This technique is also known as mindfulness meditation and involves centering your attention in the present moment instead of wandering to the past or the future. Choose something calming to focus on. This can be a sound, positive word or phrase, or anything else that calms you. Then, let go and allow yourself to relax. If your mind starts to drift, take a breath and bring your attention back to the present. Conclusion. According to statistics, 75% of adults are fearful when it comes to public speaking. If you're one of those who gets nervous, try these 5 best breathing techniques to calm your speaking jitters. 5 secrets for sounding confident. If thinking about standing in front of an audience for a presentation causes you to feel butterflies or break out into a cold sweat, you should know that you're not alone. It's believed that around 75% of adults are affected by a fear of public speaking. But rethinking the way you think about stress can have a positive impact on your physical and mental performance. While it's true that it's easier to surrender to your fears, you'll be better off if you learn to face them. For some, it only requires a little bit of effort to get past their fears, but others require more effort and may even need some tips and tools to get through the process. In this presentation, I will provide you with the 5 secrets for ensuring you sound confident during your next presentation. Use humor. Typically, a joke to start things off will get the presentation moving in the right direction because it will help you relax and lighten the mood of the room. Laughter somehow creates a bond, particularly if you're able to get the audience to join you in laughing at yourself. Laughing at yourself is a way to humble yourself, and when others join you, it creates trust. Plus, laughter shows your audience that you're really not all that different from them. Focus on those that are nodding. If you feel like you're not connecting with your audience, it can be quite worrisome. And if there are members in the audience that seem disinterested, it can be even worse. Usually, though, you'll be able to look out and see those who are nodding, which can be incredibly reassuring. When you focus on these people, it can help you feel more confident. Be expressive. Many times, no matter what you do to calm yourself, it doesn't work. However, you can work to hide your nervousness by expressing your emotions. If you're talking about something you were excited about, play up that excitement. On the other hand, if there was something that was incredibly disappointing, play up that disappointment. You may find that it's easier to hide your nervousness by using other emotions than it is to suppress it. Practice makes perfect. Many people assume that public speaking is one of those skills that you either have or you don't. Others believe that it's something that can be built up through practice. Go around to some of the civic clubs in your local area and offer to speak for free. Set up a video camera in the back to record yourself. Then afterwards, review the recording and see what you can do to improve in the future. The more you speak, the better you'll get, which means your confidence will begin to improve. Be prepared for mistakes. Even the professionals who have been speaking for many years make mistakes from time to time. These mistakes are nothing to be embarrassed about. In fact, they make you more relatable. Mistakes make people see that you're not that different from them. If you are uncomfortable with your mistakes, the audience will be uncomfortable as well. However, if you learn to use those mistakes to laugh at yourself, as mentioned in tip number 1 above, it can help everyone be more at ease. Therefore, go ahead and prepare a comment ahead of time to help get past those mistakes. Conclusion. If you tend to get nervous when preparing a presentation, you're not alone. In fact, it's believed that 3 out of 4 adults feel this way. However, you really don't have to be. There are some things you can do to help yourself sound more confident when speaking in front of others. Confident public speaking is a skill that can be developed. Just keep these 5 tips in mind next time you have the chance to get in front of an audience. 5 tips for settling nerves before the big pitch. When you're preparing a sales pitch or presentation, it's typical to feel a bit nervous. In fact, 75% of adults, that's 3 out of 4, have reported struggling with glossophobia, which is a fear of public speaking. Therefore, you shouldn't feel that you're alone in your struggles. But if it's more than just butterflies, you need to add some new techniques to your arsenal to help you prepare yourself. In this presentation, we'll provide you with 5 tips to help settle your nerves before the big pitch. Know the material. In many cases, people get nervous about pitches and presentations because they don't feel like they're prepared enough. You've probably heard practice makes perfect, and this is definitely true when it comes to presentations. The more you practice, the less you'll worry about not being prepared, and the more confident you'll seem. Of course, knowing the material is more than just knowing what is on the next slide. It also means that you understand what you're presenting. Many people don't understand how what they're selling works. However, in order to sell your product or service, you need to understand the problem it solves. This brings us to the next step. Research the audience. In the first tip, we focused on being prepared by knowing the material you're presenting to the audience. However, preparation also involves knowing your audience and adapting the material to fit them. This is one reason why you shouldn't have a script, because you may miss a few necessary points, but you must be prepared to answer questions that may be asked. When you know who will be in the audience, you can learn to anticipate the questions and prepare your answers. Consider reaching out ahead of time to find out more about your audiences so you can be ready. Have a map, not a plan. When preparing a presentation or pitch, many people try to create a plan. However, this isn't always the most ideal way to do it. Instead, consider your pitch or presentation as a map around your product or service. Sure, have a script ready, but ultimately allow the audience to lead by the questions and interests they express. Of course, this goes back to the first 2 points, knowing your audience and your material. This will help you deliver a more personalized pitch or presentation and avoid a panic attack in the process. Check the tech. Keep in mind that different venues will have different tech. You may be using someone else's computer or having to interface your own with someone else's monitor, smart TV, or projector. Then again, you may be screen sharing with your audience members' various devices. Each situation has advantages and disadvantages, and if you're not prepared, can throw you off your game. Therefore, find out the capability of the available tech ahead of time and, when possible, use your own. If you're required to use the in-house tech, ask for time to familiarize yourself with it before the presentation so you're not stumbling through it blindly. Center yourself. For some, a visit to the gym helps to calm their nerves. Others prefer an approach that is less physical and sweaty, such as meditation. Then again, there are others who fall somewhere in the middle. They're not gym bunnies, but they're not interested in full-on meditation either. This is where mindfulness exercises come in, and one of the most common ones is the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. In this technique, you simply focus on 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can feel, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This should be enough to help you be present in the moment and bring your anxiety down a few notches. Final thoughts. The truth is, it's perfectly normal to experience nervousness before your big pitch or presentation. However, if you find that your nerves are getting out of hand, try these 5 tips to help settle your nerves beforehand. While you may never fully get over your anxiety surrounding public speaking, you can make things easier for yourself. 5 vocal exercises public speakers swear by. If you're like most people, you probably believe that vocal warm-up exercises are only important for singers. However, this assumption is completely wrong. Every professional, no matter what industry, should be using vocal warm-up exercises. These can help you sound professional in meetings, when giving presentations, to level up your speeches. Therefore, if you're responsible for giving presentations or speeches, then you definitely need a few basic vocal warm-up exercises. Typically, you're prepared for your first few lines of a presentation, but you don't always think about how those lines are delivered. In this presentation, we will provide you with 5 vocal warm-up exercises that public speakers swear by. Loosen up and shush. The very first thing you must do before a presentation is to loosen up. Start by wiggling your shoulders and relaxing your neck and jaw. Then, take a few deep breaths. This will help you shake out the nerves and create additional space within your body. This exercise will keep you from sounding anxious and tight. Now, take in a few belly breaths, keeping your shoulders down. The key to good vocal breathing is belly breaths. Here's how. Place your hands on your belly and push your stomach into your hands. Then push the air out of your stomach to the front of your mouth. Pretend you're a teacher trying to get your class to settle down. Let out one big shh, keeping your shoulders down. Do this several times. This step should only take about a minute. Tongue trills. This exercise is a fun one for warming up your tongue. When your tongue is nice and loose, It makes it easier to get your words out when you're presenting. If you're not sure what a tongue trill is, it's when you roll your tongue in your mouth as quickly as possible. After doing a few with an even tone, try doing some with ascending and descending tones, about 5 each. Humming. One of the best ways to warm up your mouth and vocal cords is humming. This is because the vibrations created by humming loosen your vocal cords. If you're doing a morning presentation, humming is critical. Here are the basics. Start with a long and hold it as long as you can. Loosen your mouth, lips, and hum without your lips pressed together. Your jaw and cheeks should be loose as well. Now, hum ascending and descending tones. This should be done 5 times each. Chanting. Does the term chant make you a bit nervous? While it might feel a bit odd, it's actually the most important step to a good vocal warm-up. You're going to repeat the same 4 words over and over. Meme, mime, mome, moom. Since these words all start with the M sound, this exercise goes great right after the humming one. Therefore, as you finish up with humming, naturally transition into this one. Once again, start with an even tone and then try ascending and descending tones. Once you feel warmed up, try fluctuating tones within each word. This should be done for as long as you need to get warmed up. You'll know that you are once the sound is long and clear. When you're starting out, the sounds may be raspy or rough, but by the end, this should be cleared up. Pronunciation. The very last exercise in the vocal warm-ups is to prepare to enunciate your words or sounds. You will now be adding the P and T sounds to the M sound you practiced previously. You'll add the following sounds to your chant: ma, pa, ta. You will vary the length of your tones, practicing both long and short. You'll also be fluctuating your tone, descending and ascending. Then you'll try to really enunciate the sounds, opening wide for the A sounds, which should be done 5 to 10 times. Conclusion. These exercises should only take you about 5 minutes to complete. If you're short on time, you can step into the bathroom before your presentation and do a quick version. If you have a commute to get to where you're going to do your presentation, you can do a longer version in the car. That's the beauty of these 5 vocal exercises. You can adapt them to what you need.